Hello and welcome to this live. I am getting a lot of subconscious narrative changes. Like it's not a complete and total reboot, but it is definitely a final reboot on something that we have been trying to correct in our subconscious mind for a very, very long time. And not just that, we're also trying to set something in order in the subconscious mind that so that it can help us in our waking world. So I'm going to light the candles and get some water to drink and then shuffle. I I didn't have a dream a couple of nights ago where I saw obviously a man at the airport counter or something that looked like the airport counter, where he looked busy and he wasn't working there, but it looked like he was doing some work there for the time being. And I was like, whose energy is this? I know this energy is I really sincerely thought that it was my divine counterpart, because my divine counterpart is always a part of the dream. But later on, after some time, the next time a lot of dream energy, dreamscape energy started coming in, I realized, I made the connection rather, that it was the Sandman's energy. So I took that and went with it. I really don't know why he was kind of hiding, not really, really hiding, but that's how he is. He's very silent. He's doesn't move much, and he creates everything in the dreaming. So I understand his uh, cryptic ways, but I'm trying to figure out why he's there. First off, it's home for him. It's a place where he builds, um, where he's the most creative. He's not that creative in the material world. He's balancing something out. He's putting a pause, like a divine intervention kind of a thing, in the dreamscape. The Temperance card is the Sagittarius card. Okay, an end to some kind of spying or surveillance on people's dreaming. There is a big network of spies, or yeah, or let's call them spies. I mean, it's not to glorify. These people are petty criminals, because the Prince of Swords, it's like a collection of petty criminals who are obviously substance abusers, alcohol abusers, or just really abusive people. Not they don't just they not just make use of their connection and network, but they kind of abuse those connections as well. Uh, the Princess of Swords, that is the Page of Swords, also has this kind of argumentative energy. So they just show up very loud and in the zone to kick up an argument and fight at the same time. And that is descriptive of a cloud. No matter how much you try and avoid something, it cannot be avoided. This So this network has been really meddling with this dreamscape. This network of people, they're probably just you're just making contact with them in the physical world. Maybe you're just making contact, or you have known of them, but now you're looking at them closely. You haven't looked at them closely, so closely yet, and that's where you realize they the manipulation of your dreaming is how you recognize that you have uh, found intruders and people who have been encroaching in subconscious spaces, trying to harvest dream energies and these really hidden uh, thoughts, trying to. They don't succeed, but they just keep lingering around, and you always have this feeling that somebody is interrupting your dreamscape. Somebody is interrupting your dreamscape, and now you're looking at the last batch of people. You have gone through a few batches of people, and now you're looking at the last batch very closely, and you find nothing of significance. They're quite insignificant, so they kind of have to be sent away. Like I think this was upside down, or this was upside down. Like they are willing to move away, but uh, without actually officially separating from your dreamscape, and that's what will get them captured and sent to the Twilight Zone, where a new narratives for nightmares are being created. Let's look at some more tarot cards. But you're understanding. You are currently interfacing with them in the subconscious, and you're understanding how to start building. You're getting brand new ideas, and you kind of have the resources as well in the subconscious to do that. The Temperance card is there to kind of make you stop and think about this in the dreamscape now that you've seen it in the waking world, in the conscious world. It's asking you to stop and see this in the dream world. That is somehow the key. That is the key for you to get a solution to um, finally take this path, the higher spiritual path, or this is the way you move on the spiritual path. Situations might be different for everyone, so don't try and make this your reading if this isn't. Queen of Wands. Yeah, they feel they regret that they lost you because of their mind games and these like these mind games using sexuality. This like sexual politics as well. But I didn't think they were indulging in the actual activity, but they were making it look like it. They were they were making these uh, fake sexuality personas based on what they were hearing, like, what are the trending aspects of sexuality, what is being talked of, who is being talked of with whom, that kind of a thing, and those kind of mind games that's coming up with the Five of Wands and the Three of Cups here, and like overindulgence, wanting to interact and interface in somebody's subconscious dreams, and with Princess of Wands here. Princess of Swords here. It's kind of manipulation, and they regret that they kind of now don't have you anymore. After interacting with you, they realize that they this is who you are. They realize at the core now this is who you are, and they regret losing this friendship with you because they keep indulging in these mind games. Like they will continue doing that. They're addicted to it, like the Three of Cups and the Five of Wands. It's like they're addicted to playing these games. They will regret and keep looking forward to the next chance for some drama, probably a new set of people, a different place, or in the same place. Like this probably is the last like effort that they will make, and um this is gonna get them in trouble. This next move that they're gonna make is gonna get them in trouble. I just saw the dove pieced up there, so it's gonna get them in really big trouble. It's like they're waiting for this secret to be revealed, um, and they're pushing it even further because they are like kind of clueless. They are clueless as to what a spiritual path is like. And I kid you not, like in the afternoon, I started feeling a little drowsy. So I was lying down on the sofa and I wanted to take a nap. I had drifted off, but before I drifted off, like I heard wings, the sound of wings and hooves, saddle, this armor, shoes, like it's like the rider had arrived from the sky, and earlier I saw the peace dove. So and we have the Ace of Pentacles here, so they're waiting for the secret to come out and thinking that they're going to be able to project themselves as being on this path. We had the Empress here earlier at the bottom of the deck, so they think that just by seeing this energy and observing it and incorporating it and making a um, useless, pointless attempts at being the energy of the Empress and the Knight of and the Knight of Pentacles. The combination is like you are a divine feminine on a spiritual path, and they have read into this enough. They've watched of all of it. They have had conversations where they have gotten inputs from a lot of people, including you, and they think that they can fake this. They can fake this by either just screaming out loud, it's me, I am like that, and me. Uh, and then they think they have they are very delusional with the Three of Wands and the Moon card. Like I see somebody continuously repeating this, like going through this over and over again, hoping to get to the Ten of Cups. But whenever divine intervention happens, the light codes come in. Instead of incorporating them, they just start shooting their mouths off about it and start spying on people, checking the checking if people are talking about it or not, wanting to be the first people who just start these conversations instead of sitting and contemplating about them a little, see how it plays out in their own life. None of that spiritual work or self work is done, and then they get into these arguments, and they make these groups, and then they have this infighting, and then they have these uh, people who get along in the group, and then the rest of them are fighting each other, and that smaller group within a larger group think that they have uh, they have found something unique, and then the larger group also catches along with that again, and they keep perpetuating the cycle of delusion that something great is going to happen and the secret is going to be revealed. Yes, that a full and final secret wherein they can imitate, they can become the greatest mock-up ever, and that mock-up is sufficient to actually do uh, the assignments that the divine collective does. So they need to be stopped. These people are coming from the subconscious, so they need to be stopped in the subconscious. It's like I had a I had a confirmation about it that it was working. Like one of my tarot readings, no, the one that I did before, like the series that I did before, I had instant confirmation, like energetically. It's like if you want. Let's not go back to a previous reading energy. Let's see what's coming up. So they're just like waiting for. But I did get a confirmation. I really did see Two of Cups. It's like they're still delusional. They're still delusional. They really don't know what the Two of Cups is, but they think that they know. They know what soulmates are. They know what unconditional love is. They know what is the dreamscape. They think they can talk about these philosophies and concepts without doing any kind of research or actual self work and actual self study, and give it time, like about 10 to 15 years of dedicating yourself to consciously learning about the other dimensions of existence and things like that. But instead they just want to sit there and gossip, like, they just want to gossip about these concepts. And in the end they just want to sit there and talk about who's hooking up with who, instead of who is a match in made in heaven for whom. Instead of sitting there with patience and observing and checking, they also, like, being blocked. They're being blocked for some from money. Like they can't see something that this investment, probably investigating into the divine collective subconscious and checking their dreamscape and seeing if they can get some information regarding money and finance, the financial world that is being blocked, that is being completely blocked. There is no longer any funding going on for that, because even if there was any funding done for that, it was not for to be able to manipulate the financial markets or money or gain money. Everybody has to do that manifestation, practice that manifestation on their own. And these people posed, so they are literally going to like the subconscious jail. Like they are going to be in the endless twilight zone, like, awake, can see but blindfolded, and have these like two very large like weapons that they are supposed to hold. If they lose this position, they lose their space in the divine collective dreamscape, right? Divine collective subconscious. They will lose. They will not. They cannot move. They have to be like this. So it's like they're forced to sit there like that. I'm here too, but why? Like you're taking up space. So uh, one of the narratives that's building up is like, they are in this fixed position in the divine collective subconscious, and they're in the portion of the subconscious. There nothing happening right here, like where they sit, but everything is happening around there. Like, there's, you will clearly see the imposters. They have nothing new to say. It will always be something that they have heard from somewhere else, and it'll be like a mashup. You will clearly understand that these people are blocked. They're so blind, and they are sitting there. This is a tantrum, but they're even unable to get any empathy for that tantrum or attention for that tantrum or cry of help, is because anything or anyone, like, will first check where the cry of help is coming from. And if they go and see that this person is crying out for help so that they can remain here in this position, then that it's going to be like a false flag, and it's going to be like, okay, these are crocodile tears. None of the divine collective, subconscious or conscious, uh, well, spirit guides or inorganic beings and the subconscious, they're not going to help you. They're going to make sure that you stay like this forever. So this is one of the narratives, like, that is going to play out in the the nightmare dreamscape. They're blindfolded by like their belief systems, and this hierophant is going to keep them there, like, building a belief system. I actually saw someone sitting down in this position, like, unable to move. This person was in her living room or like office. Probably the living room and office is the same zone for her. um that's where she sits and thinks and thinks and thinks and thinks and tries to tap into through the devices, etc., through rituals to get into the divine collective subconscious. And she's just happy that she gets to sit there in the subconscious. And I don't know what they see. It's like I see them like just sitting there blocked. I'm going to take this because we read a lot from that. We have the King of Wands as well. Yeah, feeling like, oh, they own the place now. They rule. They've conquered the place. Like, the divine collective subconscious. But oh no, like that's like that's like the worst nightmare. Thinking that you own something, have control, or like you think you can use manifestation to encroach upon somebody else's destiny or dreamscape or intellectual property. A person's subconscious realm is their own intellectual property. We have an entire comic book series and a fantastic uh, character called the Sandman. This is Neil Gaiman's um, dreamscape design, right? And there's a copyright on it. The shows that are going are asking for his permission, and nobody's taking that and turning it into something else unless they call it fan fiction or another. Uh, yeah, well, a fan fiction. It still remains Neil Gaiman's Sandman if they're using any of the intellectual property within that. Correct? This is invasion of privacy. You are a criminal in the subconscious realm. What they don't know, like, this is an this is a punishment. This is an official punishment. They are in prison. They have been imprisoned. This is just the beginning. They've been caught. They've been identified. They've been detected. Um, this future move that they're waiting for, once that event happens, it doesn't matter what the details of that event are. Like it could be just like a small dream or something, like something of that sort, like what I heard, like whooshing of the wings, and then the knight of pentacles stomping around, like mid-air, like hovering right on top of my head, and I was lying down, so it was a very weird place to imagine the night. And I'm like, I imagined a very small uh horse and a knight first, like and really large wings, and then once the noises stopped, and I was like, oh, it's the night, and then it grew in size, and then I just imagined like seeing hooves like around my ears, and then I'm gone. The energy moved. We think that the Knight of Pentacles moves really slow, but it actually is really, it moves really fast. So in the subconscious, that is also different and happen. The movement is pretty swift. The knights move really fast in the subconscious. So if you are doing, okay, it's like the yes, this card keeps coming up somewhere or the other when it comes to karmics, anything to do with the karmics. It's like bye bye, and bye bye. Where are they going to? They're going to like prisons. They're being sent away, correctional facilities, encounters. Now, this is a Twilight Zone, new nightmare narratives being created for them in the subconscious. So while they're just sitting here, that's what they're seeing. And, all right, okay, so they caused a lot of delays, I'm guessing, and a lot of feeling of regret for the divine collective in the subconscious. This heavy feeling blocked, like putting sitting there and putting this energy out, and especially when it came to this courtship, this divine counterpartship. So they they were continuously blocking and making and gaslighting you, making you feel like you were the one who was at fault, but they were, whoever it might have been, even if it was your spouse, business partner, if it was your friends, if it was just strangers out on the street that you just recently met, whatever it might be, they were all like, um, probably like they didn't know for a very long time, but they were just all working for one common cause, is to stop you from getting along with your true partner. And they're still at it. And so that is one nightmare that is going to be playing with them. So anybody who is encroaching upon the divine collective subconscious, is the first narrative that's coming in now. It's like, instead of them seeing the divine collective being sad and waiting and lonely and blocked from their love, they're going to now see the people that they kept apart, right? The people that they kept apart, the real partnerships that they kept apart, like, happening, replaying the entire narrative where, like, in the end, they always came together. In the end, they always came together. So that in turn becomes a nightmare for them. And it's like they're getting a crash course in the truth of things, and they're stuck. They kind of have to listen to this. They have to listen to this. They have to watch it in their dream play out very clearly before they get pushed off and sent away. Like, they're gonna have to go through the set of things that they did. So they're just getting a crash course on the karma. It's like insane. They're gonna be shown. They're literally gonna be shown how petty they've been by trying to block a divine union, or or soulmate bond connection. It could be platonic as well. Like, if they had if they did control anything when comes to courtships, that's going to play till it's finished. going to have to watch. They're really going to have to watch what they've done till the chapter is complete, till these activities are done with. Yeah, what they built, the nightmare that they built for another person, they're going to have to watch it. They're going to watch. They're going to have to watch it. That's very clear. Let's start shuffling or clarifying. Sorry. Three of Pentacles. Yeah, yeah. Distracting the Knight of Pentacles and keeping the collective of the Knight of Pentacles off their journey, off their path, where they find themselves constantly down and upset that they can't create. They can't create because you kind of have to co-create. They have to be connected. They can't be separated from each other, or can't have their connection being intercepted. That can't have the subconscious have encroachment. All right, so yeah, this is the twin flame divine counterparts. They're going to be watching. They're going to be watching this happening. It's going to happen in the dreamscape. It's going to happen like repeatedly. So this is going to be bombardment. It's going to be bombardment that they could have also had their own journey. They could have chosen to um, get on the twin flame journey path, the journey, spiritual path with the Son of Pentacles, but they chose to interfere with the existing collective, and they're getting epiphany after epiphany of what they have created. Now this mountain of nightmares is going to have to be, so it's like they're going to be stuck in one place, but they're going to be like scaling this mountain, like these Penrose stairs, like it's endless. The mountain is endless, like it's like the Prometheus, but you remove the element where the ball the ball, no, the rock like rolls down. No, no, it's not that. They're going to keep on pushing it upwards, keep on pushing it upwards, seeing this mistake on loop in the nightmares, in their nightmares um, till the end of Pisces season. Yeah, until way past the end of Pisces season. Aries season as well, all the way up to Hierophant season, that is Taurus season, yes. And then they will, then this event's going to happen. Let's check what that event is. So the nightmares are going to be intense to a week after Pisces season, that is April Fool's Day. Yeah. Oh my God. They're going to understand that they were responsible for death. So in the movie Inception, they've shown that you incept something in as a person's subconscious in their waking world, they will act accordingly. So this is what they did. They kind of subconsciously manipulated somebody in the divine collective Um, they incepted suicide. They incepted suicide in the divine collective subconscious. Now, the actual divine collective itself did not follow through with it, but because there were too many spies in there, and there was a lot of dreamscape surveillance going on. As it is, we have the Hierophant as well. Um, so the karmics were connected to it, and even normal human souls were connected to it. This information that was being put out about suicides, or there's definitely a suicide or suicidal behavior. So that is going to come out into the open, and you die in a dream. You yeah, you die in reality. That's what happens in the movie. So, because yes, dreams are real. Yes, so the end of a binding spell. They had that is the third type of narrative. So once they find out that they're responsible for this, like the guilt programming, the guilt narrative of uh, the subconscious will begin, or they will be replaying the death of this person, trying to figure out how they died in dreams. So they'll be dreaming of suicidal behaviors and thoughts. They will be investigating suicide in that nightmare. And then the people who have indulged in witchcraft without knowing anything probably hired a practitioner to do the spell work, etc. That's binding spells coming to an end. Um, all of their binding spells coming to an end. They have also probably must have been manipulated into it. Their homes were basically like pseudo. It seemed religious, but it wasn't. Like it was just occult practices, like immature people indulge in occult practices, black magic and dark spell work, etc. That is what is coming to an end, but the spell is going to end for the divine collective. The karmics are going to get dreams about that, and oh, okay. So these are the ones who are going to be stuck in a limbo, probably a coma. They're going to have brain damage, like permanent brain damage. Mm. They, oh yeah, well, they are the ones who will keep playing that out, playing those occult rituals out, and this is the subconscious. So even if in the waking world it might have been very small ritual, like speaking spells into water or something, I've seen somebody do that and recommend that to people as a manifestation technique. So if they've been doing something like that, they will probably be drowning in water, or they will they will. It feels like they'll still be compulsively doing that in their dreams, like throwing spells on everyone, like spells and incantation, and nothing working out, and then of it's like the Shutter Island thing. Like he always wakes up at the end of his episode thinking that he's the detective, he's the investigator, but then he's the one who's being investigated. He's a criminal, a psychopath who's indulged in horrible criminal activities, and he is in a mental institution. So these people are definitely institutionalized. wherever they might be, they're institutionalized. If people are keeping an eye on them, they're like institutionalized. People are keeping an eye on them so that they can block them from first and foremost hurting the divine collective anymore. And in the subconscious, they will be replaying these nightmares. They say, like, hell is made up of the sins that you have done. You are responsible for. Anyways, so let's move on. Get some more. Let's get some more. What do we have? Anything more? They're going to be carrying the burden of. They're going to be carrying. This is how they had the divine collective feeling old and down in the dumps and depressed and unable, hopeless, helpless, incapable, incapacitated, immobilized, comatose. This is how they had them, and now that since that is turned upside down, they're going to be carrying the weight of that uh, that curse that they put on the divine collective. The curse is being lifted. Uh, Anything that you have faced, anything that you know that they've done to you as one of the divine collective, you are going to you're going to see that the nightmares are built accordingly, and that's going to be your confirmation. You're going to see the effect on the waking world and your conscious mind. There's going to be so much clarity. There's so much going to be there is, but yes, till the end of Pisces season, you are going to go to like through like intense phases, like dream state and intense clarity, dream state and intense clarity, because you need to look into your subconscious at least enough to know if the narrative of the nightmare is correct. Otherwise, if it's not correct or if it's not accurate, then it's not the spell is not getting undone. You're always going to miss something or misinterpret something. So if you want and not if you want, this is divine intervention like we discussed earlier, or the temperance card, and yeah, the hierophant showing up here as well. This is divine intervention with the world card as well. So showing up twice in the same position, and the magician and the death. Yeah, divine intervention title and then subtitle, and confirmation, the world card showing up twice. So it's going to end. You need to take action. You need to actually look into the nightmares that are being built, the narrative. They need to stick to the crimes committed by the karmics. Yes, or whatever they've done, gang stalking, harassment, occult ritual, black magic, keeping you away from your divine counterpart, um, the death spells that they have done. You need to you need to cross check with your subconscious if it has created the perfect narrative, the most accurate narrative. You're going to have to look into uh you there's going to be intense subconscious regression. So you're going to probably look into some really um ancestral traumas and burdens. I'm being asked to close the reading here right now. I will see you in the next reading. Bye.